It's Chris Potter, February 6, 2017. Anonymous hacks and takes down 10,613 dark web portals. What's funny is they took down the Freedom 2 hosting server. Anonymous actually took down Freedom Hosting 1 server back in 2011 for almost the same reason. Anonymous hackers have breached Freedom Hosting 2, a popular dark web hosting provider, and has taken down 10,613 .onion sites. By the way, the dark web is a place of all sorts of nastiness, and you don't want to go there. Since all websites are interconnected by Freedom Hosting 2's underlying infrastructure, all sites have been defaced with the same message as portrayed below. Hello, Freedom Hosting 2. You've been hacked. We are disappointed. This is an excerpt from your front page. We have a zero-tolerance policy to child pornography, you sickos. But what we found while searching through your server is more than 50% child porn. Ugh. I got really sick. Whoa. Yeah, I got really sick. Moreover, you host many scam sites, some of which are evidently run by yourself to cover hosting expenses. You pukes. All of your files have been copied and your database has been dumped. So that's a pump and dump. 74 gigs of files and 2.3 gigs of database, which is actually a small database. Up to January 31st, you were hosting 10,613 sites. Private keys are included in the dump, so they graciously gave him back the keys. We are anonymous. We do not forgive. We do not forget. You should have expected us. Thanks for your patience. You don't have to buy any data. We made a torrent of your data dump here. You can't link to any of this, by the way. This is just... I'll put the link below the main URL. But just so you know, if you click here, all it does is take up a bigger view of the image. Maybe we'll just keep that up for now. Here another torrent with all of your system files, excluding user data. You can still donate to our Bitcoin chain, right? And support us. If you need to get in contact with us, here's our email. And we repeatedly get asked how we got into the system. It was surprisingly easy. Here's how we did it. And I'm going to show you guys how easy it was. And I'm a Linux guy. It's a very easy Linux hack. And I can't believe how easy it is. It really concerns me for like security on a bigger level than just this Linux-backed server that was being used. Web server, excuse me. I'll show you the hack. It's too easy. It's ridiculous. Sarah Jamie Lewis, an anonymous and privacy researcher from Massacherry.press, was first to spot the mass defacement as part of her regular scans of the onion space. That's a term that's used to describe dark web portals running on the Tor network. So they're anonymous. That's done to hide these pukes, right? In the defacement message, the anonymous hackers also left a list of all the hack sites. They did a full production list. You can link from this URL that I'm going to provide from Bleeping Computer if you'd like to look at that yourself. According to the above message, the hackers claim to have found massive troves of child porn imagery hosted on the company's servers. It appears that initially the hackers featured a different defacement message, one that asked Freedom Hosting 2 to pay 0.1 Bitcoin, which is like $200, in order to recover their data. And there's a full Verge article where you can see that. Despite the hackers receiving 2 payments in their Bitcoin wallet, they later decided to dump the data publicly, which is now available for download as torrent files. Oh, it looks like you can get it too. Great. Some of the files contain sensitive images. We removed the download links from the defacement message above. Well, don't go there. Yeah, don't. Just know that it's there. Great. You don't need any more information other than I'm sharing with you. You don't need the hardcore details because it will whatever. The hackers claim to have downloaded 74 gigs of files and a database dump of 2.3 gigs. It's called a pump and dump. In an interview with Vice, one of the anonymous hackers said it was his first hack. He never intended to take down the hosting provider customer sites. He says he took that step after finding files related to child porn. What angered the hackers was the fact that those portals had gone well over the standard Freedom Hosting 2 free quota, meaning the hosting company knew and profited from the sites. The hacker told Vice they found 10 such sites which had uploaded so much content that it had accounted for nearly half of all of Freedom Hosting 2's files. Freedom Hosting 2 offers free web hosting for dark websites for up to 256 megs. Security researcher, and this is the part that really is concerning, and I really want you to pay attention to this because I'm a Linux guy. And I'm going to show you how easy it is, Linux-wise, to break into a friggin' web server. It's so ridiculously easy. I don't like it. It's too easy. Security researcher Chris Monteiro had analyzed some of the dumped data. He says he discovered .onion URLs hosting botnets, fraud sites, sites peddling hacked data, weird fetish portals, more weird stuff, and child abuse websites targeting both English and Russian speaking buyers. Okay, so those are links. Please don't go to any of the links. I'm just sharing the information from the main URL from Bleeping Computer. The group later also published a step-by-step explanation on how they hacked the dark web hosting provider, and it was ridiculously simple. They had to find a site that was hosted by Freedom 2. A brand new site or an old one, and log into it. So this part was probably the hardest part right here. Because you have to do something like a password cracker, or you guess the password, or the idiot has the word password or a blank password to log into their site. A lot of times, there won't be any password. It's blank. It's like a black password. It's missing. A lot of people will either put password or no password after they've set up a web server. They don't go bother to actually secure it. You log in and set an SFTP password, okay, a secure FTP, so you can upload. You log in to the SFTP and create a symlink back to root. You disable the directory index so it can't index any directories in the htaccess file. That's like a security file for web servers. Enable mod underscore auto index in your .htaccess file. Disable the PHP engine in your .htaccess file. Add text plain type for PHP files in htaccess. Oh, wow, and then have fun browsing. So you created it like a text directory if you can go and browse. Interesting. Okay, then you go find the home fhosting file or directory. I'm not sure if it looks like it's a directory. Okay, look at the content in the index.php file on home fhosting www. Find the configuration home fhosting www underscore lbs config.php. You copy and paste the database connection details to your PHP MyAdmin login. Find active users with shell access and Etsy password. Look through the scripts and figure out how the password reset works. Manually trigger an SFTP password reset for the user. Connect via SSH, run sudo -i, edit SSH config and etc sshd underscore config to allow root login, run password, PSSWD to set your root password, reconnect via SSH's root, and you log back in. So it looks like it was pretty dang easy for these guys to hack. The two tough parts would be this, like I said, would be cracking or hacking the password or guessing it, or it's a blank password or a black password, or it's just the word friggin' password, or there's nothing there. You have to know a little bit about scripting when you have to look at the password reset, the script for password reset, and how they actually do that, because you can actually manually configure that after you set up your Linux web server. So those would be the two toughest steps as a hacker in order to get in. Other than that, that looked like that was freaking cakewalk. Anonymous, man. So let's go ahead and finish the article. I wanted to refer to this. I thought that was funny. The first and original Freedom Hosting was also hacked and DDoS by Anonymous in 2011 as part of Operation Darknet for the same reasons of hosting frickin' child porn portals. In 2013, the FBI used a misconfiguration in the Tor browser setup to identify visitors to their sites. To those sites. The FBI then later took down the service and arrested its employees. At the time, the first Freedom Hosting hosted around half of all dark web URLs. Less filth on the internet. It's been removed by Anonymous. Fantastic. Have a good day. It's Chris Potter. Again, February 6, 2017. Take care and stay out of trouble.